That's very loud. Should I go kill him?
Yes. Wait, no, that was recording. No.
We got her, folks. We got her. Woo! Kate's here.
Hello.
Last time Kate was here, we talked about video game soundtracks.
Yeah.
So can you guess what we're going to talk about today?
Bananas. It's great. I forgot that there were little fingers under there.
All right, video game soundtracks. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Kate, ladies first, because this is a chivalrous channel. Too many records.
Goodness. Well, I have to say my favorite video game soundtrack of all time right now, at this current moment, because it's always changing, is Destiny 2. And that's because I'm totally hooked on it and I can't stop playing. And oh my gosh, the music's amazing. The best track... What? He's still in the plastic! So my favorite track in the whole soundtrack at the moment is Nessus. If you've played it, it's incredible. It's this beautiful orchestral soundtrack that has a one-woman wail enter. It's what it's officially called. Is a one-woman wail.
W-A-I-L.
W-A-I-L.
I was imagining a whale, like an actual female whale.
She doesn't come on the track going, oh.
That's what I was hoping, though.
It's actually far prettier than that. It's like, oh.
Just like that?
Yeah, kind of better. This music comes up, and honestly, I landed on the planet and I just stopped and listened to the whole track because it was so mesmerizing and so beautiful. This is one of those games where you'll just park your character somewhere and just let the music and the ambience
That's
play.
awesome. I love that. That's what I felt about No Man's Sky, except then I never wanted to play anything because the game was boring.
I think we talked about this last time. I never got to play it, but I wanted to, but I waited, and then the reviews came out, and I was like, oh shit.
Got like a 0? Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good. Fun fact about Destiny. There are a lot of labels right now putting out indie games and big game soundtracks. Since our last video, even a year ago, the amount of focus on vinyl for video games has been tenfold.
The nerds are ruling the world.
The nerds are ruling the world, and that's pretty sweet for us.
Yeah, we had to go through high school first before it was cool to be nerds, so
hold on.
we went to war for you kids. You don't even know.
Montage of awful memories.
Eating lunch in the bathroom. Oh, good times, good times.
I'm shocked to see that neither Destiny nor Destiny 2 are on vinyl, but
yeah.
A song from, I think, Destiny 1, done by Mr. Sir Paul McCartney, was actually put onto vinyl as a single.
Are you serious? What does that sound like?
She loves you, yeah, yeah. My turn.
Okay.
So this next one, you are going to appreciate a lot.
Excellent.
I'm excited to show you this because last time you were on the show, you brought in a song from this and said it was one of your favorite video game tracks.
Oh, yeah?
And now, I have to show you this.
Oh my god, I'm going to freak out.
She's leaving. She's leaving.
I don't even care about
She's literally
that.
leaving. She just broke a record. She's leaving. There's a company named Spacelab 9, and they collaborated with Think Geek, and they put out the Ultimate Edition vinyl box set of Skyrim with 4 discs of music, pretty much every piece of music in the game, and the discs are on colored vinyl.
Oh my god! Can we get one out? I don't want to do it. You do it.
I got you.
That is too cool! Oh my gosh.
Beautiful, it's like a sword color with black splatter. And the art they chose for this is breathtaking.
Stunning. Here, we'll just cover up our faces. You don't care
I
about
don't.
it anyway.
This is a much cooler thing than my face. When you
When
came
was
on the
this
show,
on before?
this didn't exist.
No.
And then since then, I think people watched you say how good this was, and then decided to put an immense amount of effort into making this box set come to life.
Yay! I'm glad I used one of my 3 wishes for this.
It's really beautiful. They really did a great job with this, and it just feels like a nice sturdy box set. Sounds great too. So super nice box set.
Wow.
Well done to Spacelab and to Think Geek. Really nice piece. The next one I show is also Spacelab and Think Geek collab, but let's go back to you first.
Okay. My next recommendation for a cool soundtrack is kind of a weird one.
Okay.
It was based on a Kickstarter campaign that came out in 2013. It was a card game, a deck building card game for spaceships. And
I feel like you've told me about this.
It's really fun because you can play with 2 players, or you can add more decks to the card and then play with more. I really love 2-player games because you can really get one-on-one with a friend or your partner and just work on your
First have to make a
communication
friend.
skills. Yeah, but they have this awesome electronic 80s soundtrack that just it's just so good.
It's like synthwave kind of.
It's very synthy and but then it gets battly and then it gets quiet and then it builds up again.
That sounds like exactly what I want to hear.
I play it all the time.
This video is sponsored by Star Realms.
It's a good game. You should play.
Just kidding. I tend to go a bit overboard. This is the soundtrack to what has become in the past year my favorite game of all time.
What?
Yes.
That's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
Have you heard of a little game called The Witcher 3?
Oh god. I think I remember you telling me you couldn't come out because you were playing The Witcher.
I've had moments of weakness where
Yeah.
I've been invited to things, rare as it may be, and I said no.
Those imaginary friends.
My mom was texting me and she was like, clean your room. I'm like, you don't live here. The Witcher 3 has one of the most phenomenal fantasy soundtracks ever. So I got 2 of them because I'm crazy.
Oh my god, boom.
Long story short, these are 2 variants of it, which is why I got both. The Witcher 3 soundtrack, this features music from the game on 2 discs and then both expansions. Each one has a disc. So this was only available on 3 discs for a while. I remember hearing it was coming out and I got super excited and it sold out in less than 5 minutes and I missed it.
Whoa.
And then immediately they were on eBay for like $200.
Of course they were.
And I was like, oh cool, I just love this game and I'm never gonna own it now. And I was really sad. I emailed Space Lab and I said, guys, are you gonna repress this anytime soon? And they were like, you know what, Matt? Good news for you. We're gonna repress it with an extra disc of extra music. So I picked up 2 variants, one of which has, I think, two white discs. I believe those are the actual game. One on this beautiful like blood red for Blood and Wine, the expansion.
That's so cool. Look at that color.
Hearts of Stone on blue.
Wow.
So this is actually the standard version of it. This is the one that anyone can get. This isn't the special edition.
Wow.
And I'll show the jacket on the other one. But the other one is it was limited to I think 200 and something copies, and it was a US exclusive for them. And every disc is the same, but they are on this beautiful
what?
blood splatter.
So cool looking.
Right?
I can really see why you're obsessed with vinyl. It's
gorgeous.
I mean,
it's art.
And it's magic that there's music in there. That sounds like the stupidest thing I've ever said, but it's quite incredible.
It's not stupid because I have this many records and I couldn't explain how records work. If you had a gun to my head, I would say something that was wrong and I would get shot. All 4 discs are on this really pretty splatter.
Cool.
And they use these excellent inner sleeves that have like protections so the sleeve won't get like jostled when it comes in and out, which is nice. But then this jacket, because it's like a quad gatefold, they really take so much effort in making like these beautiful jackets.
Jeez.
You always
just wanna
open them in the
frame
most
it.
convoluted way.
Just like the Skyrim soundtrack, there are a lot of songs on here. I mean, you have the whole game, then you have both soundtracks, and truthfully, the soundtrack is part of the reason why I love the game so much. You get lost in it.
And this is a game, again, that was introduced to me because I was told I'd really like it, and I do. It's called Child of Light. I know a few of you are like, oh yes, goody, I love that game. It's absolutely beautiful. It was developed by Ubisoft. The game centers around a young Austrian princess, Aurora.
They all do! Every game!
She wakes up in a strange fantasy world called Lemuria. I want to say Lemuria because I like lemurs.
Lemuria? I think that's a band name.
Is it?
Yeah.
A force of darkness controlled by being known as the Black Queen has caused havoc in the world. It's up to you and the allies you meet along the way to recover the sun, moon, and stars to restore order and light to the world. It's absolutely breathtaking. It's so immersive, and the music is just... it's dreamy. It's so gorgeous. A lot of people have written about the soundtrack of Child of Light. Actually, when I looked this up earlier, there were a lot of articles about it. Have you played the game?
I've seen it being played. It's visually a spectacle, and I remember the music being quite nice.
Yeah.
And fun fact about it, the soundtrack, if I remember correctly, there's a woman who made the soundtrack.
Yes, Canadian musician Beatrice Martin, aka Cour de Pirate. She is known primarily for her talents as a vocalist and a pianist, releasing her first solo album, I believe this is it, back in 2008. I am so amazed you have that. She is incredibly talented.
She
and
has
her
a
music is
beautiful
incredible.
voice.
Yeah.
She's like French pop brilliance. It's like Francois Hardy.
It is French,
but,
I did say that
but
wrong.
like
Cour de Pirate.
I've tried multiple times to say it, and I will never try again. I knew about this before I ever heard about this, so when I saw that she did the soundtrack, I was like, holy crap. The reason this is still in shrink is because this was out of print for a very long time. Like, it was super hard to find. Like, people were paying $100 for it, and they just repressed it.
Wonderful.
Yeah, so this album reminds me of college. Me and my college roommate used to listen to this.
That's awesome.
It's just a really good album. So
you should play the game because you get to double reminisce.
double dip on some of the name I can't pronounce properly. Sorry to intercept that, but I just had to show you that. All right, ready for my last pick today?
Yeah.
My last pick is from a series that we both love. And most people love because it's one of the best game series of all time, large in part because of the music. Therefore, the music deserves as many vinyl treatments as possible. So I'm showing off 2 records from the same universe in different styles. First version.
Oh, it's gorgeous!
This is Brigade.
I love the art!
Right? They are doing, this is a band covering the majority of the soundtrack of Legend of Zelda 1, 2, Link to the Past, Link's Awakening, and Ocarina of Time, various tracks from all. It's like a live band doing like versions of it, not like an orchestra,
wow.
but a band like...
That's too cool!
It's super cool, and the inner sleeve's really cool, because you got the heart container, the old school heart container, and then the...
Oh my gosh, that's so...
Looks just like the menu screen.
Oh my goodness.
And of course, you can't have a Zelda disc that isn't gold.
Oh my god, that's... Look at that, this side. Yes!
As my friend in Smash Mouth once said, all that glitters is gold.
That is beautiful.
Right? You got
Oh my
rupees,
God.
you got boomerang. This is a true love letter. This is people that didn't cash in on Zelda, they just cashed in on their love for Zelda. And it sounds great. It's a
I'd love to hear that sometime.
The second one is by a company called I Am 8-Bit. I showed this off in a video before, but it's too nice
That's
to not look at
beautiful.
again. This is most of the songs in Ocarina of Time done by an orchestra.
Wow.
So it's not just like a band doing it together, like, you know.
Oh
This
my
is a
goodness.
full orchestra giving it, and it's this whole package is so
Oh,
beautiful.
wow! Oh, I love it!
Yeah.
That's stunning! Oh, oh, everyone should do, if I don't know, if someone's creating a fantasy world, they should do a day and night like this. This is so cool.
Easily.
I love it.
And, you know, it's nice because they have these die cuts on the front, so you have the ocarina on that
Yeah,
side.
that's so
It looks just like an ocarina. It is not,
That's gorgeous.
because you are revealing
Wow.
that this is the bridge where you meet Saria.
That's
And that is one of the 2. They have another in the back where Dodongo dislikes smoke. You gotta fight King Dodongo at the top of the mountain.
That is so, the colours are absolutely stunning. I love the gold trim
It's
too.
beautiful, right? It
Yeah.
feels very luxurious. I Am 8-Bit knocked
Oh,
this out of the
wow,
park.
yeah.
They really did.
This art's beautiful.
And then, of course, again,
Oh my god.
you got with the style of heart container from the N64 game. Really nice gold vinyl.
Wow.
You know, some people say gold vinyl sounds worse than others just because of something they do in it to make it look metallic.
Colour?
But
Interesting.
this sounds great.
Do you
I don't
think
know what
that
they
might
did.
be a myth? Has that ever been busted?
Maybe I'm here to bust it. Myth busted. I hope we'll get the original soundtracks, just like the from the game directly at some point on vinyl. It might be hard because Nintendo tends to hold their IPs pretty close to the chest. They don't really let people do anything with them ever. But one day they'll realize that vinyl is here to stay.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll give us a chance to get like Mario 64 on vinyl, which would be rad.
So my last one is just a quick recommendation
Cool.
for the game Ibb and Obb. It's
Ibb and
available-
Obb.
Ibb and Obb. IBB and OBB. It's 2 little blobs, and it's kind of like Portal mixed with some cute 2D side scroller.
Great.
It's freaking awesome. It's a 2-player cooperative game, another 2-player game. It's a puzzle-filled world where gravity goes both up and down. So there's a line in the middle, and if you drop down here, you go, whoa!
Oh, that's cool.
If you drop, you go, whoa!
I've seen that mechanic in games.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So then there's portals, and you go boop, 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 and you have to like get higher and lower and solve puzzles and get around monsters and help each other out. Like one person will get trapped, and the other person has to free them.
Cool.
Finding music about it was really hard. All I could learn is that Kettle is a Dutch musician known for his warm electronic melodies. He's been releasing albums since 2001, but Ibb and Obb was his first video game soundtrack, and he nailed it. It's absolutely beautiful.
I'm gonna
Check it
listen.
out.
Well, thank you for expanding my knowledge. I didn't know any of these in terms of the
Cool.
music, so I can't wait to dig in and give it a real listen.
You know what you
after
should
this
dig
video.
into? Come on.
Kate, this has been a pleasure. Always a pleasure to have you on the
Oh, it's a
channel.
pleasure being here. Thank you.
What's going on with you? Where can people find you? What are you doing these days?
Oh, thank you so much. I'm doing a lot of, I host over at Geek and Sundry. I play games on Hyper RPG, and I'm in a D&D campaign with Maze Arcana. So if you'd like to see when I go live with any of those, we have variety shows, we have D&D campaigns, we have board games, we have HeroClix, all kinds of things. You can add me on Twitter at Kate's Tweets, and you'll always see when I go live. Thanks.
If you guys want to find me, as you guys know, I put all my social media in the description. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, you're crazy. Do it now. More videos very soon. Thanks again, Kate, for joining me.
Thank you.